Well, good evening and welcome, Penguins fans, to another exciting edition of Dallas Penguins hockey. Penguins returning to action after an exciting weekend in Arizona that saw them crown the Cactus Cup champions from Peoria. And the Penguins coming back here at home in Plano against the visiting North Stars from McKinney in a team they played right after Christmas break and emerged victorious in a 3-0 very hard fought, very controlled victory for the Penguins. A game that saw the Dallas teams convert about 40 shots to roughly 15 for the North Stars. So a game that the Penguins completely controlled from start to finish. And they will look to continue that action tonight against McKinney. Starting in it will be number 35, Preston Peters, and we will have those starting lineups for you a little bit after everyone gets settled, after the warm-ups have concluded. And we will allow you to have just one more minute of watching warm-ups before we have puck drop live from Plano. We thank you for being here with us on DJHA Pins 07 YouTube channel. Last hurrahs have been made. The North Stars are ready to take on the Pens. And the referees are checking over those lines, making sure everybody's good and ready to go. Penguins in their home whites. The visiting North Stars are in their black jerseys with green socks. Be sure to stay with us for intermission. We're going to have an exciting special guest. Doreen Tracy will join us up here in the booth on the feed, and we will get her thoughts on the first period as well as the rest of the year for the Penguins. Like to remind you, if you're here on YouTube and you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up, and like this video so that you are always alerted and you are up to date on all of the exciting DJHA Pins 07 hockey. Now we have the face-off just about ready to begin, and we are away. Opening face-off one in control there by Cruz Mazzola. Mazzola gets an early shot on the backhand up high off of the shoulder of Laird, and the North Stars come away with it. That's Cooper with it. Stolen there at center ice by May. May works it back up and dumps it in the offensive zone, and the Penguins give chase with Gavin Robbins. Now coming out of the zone are the North Stars, and taken down there by Mazzola. And coming in with the North Stars, number 91 there. And that's lost away to Saad Devon. Saad Devon tries to play it up, but not out, and it comes back around over to Flores. Flores gets a shot that's a little bit wide, and a rebound shot stopped there by Peters on the rebound chance there by Chu. And the Penguins ice the puck with 14 minutes remaining in the first period. Tracy there on the faceoff for the Penguins, and that is controlled there by the North Stars. Coming out to center ice, they're trying to get in the middle of Renwick, and it's worked down low and over into the corner. Chased there by Seamus Reckley, and Reckley's able to get it out. Thomas gives chase on the forecheck over there against Renwick. Played up there at the blue line by Kaidash. Thomas keeps it up, gives it to Tracy. Tracy tries to work it down low, but unable to gather it there, and so it's going to come all the way back into the zone for the Penguins, where Kaidash is going to gather it up, hand it off to Ryder McLeod. McLeod plays it up to Reckley. Reckley's got a little bit of space and gets it to Tracy with some speed. Tracy loses that at the center line and will dump where it is gathered there by Corbin Zalka. Zalka plays it up to Renwick, and at the blue line, lost control there a little bit, but Zalka's able to pick it up and enter the zone with it. Between his legs pass, but nothing doing there for the North Stars. Randall's behind his own net, going to try to hit Hogan, and he finds Everett May over in the corner. And that puck comes away to Lucian Deering. Deering plays it over to Ewan Randalls. Randalls looks over his option and gives it to Bartolome, and Bartolome's unable to control it. It comes out to center, and it's thrown back in the defensive zone. Icing waved off there because the Penguins were changing. And May now with it, has Deering, hits Deering at center ice, but unable to control that and loses at the blue line. Now it's to May. May's going to dump it in on net, but it's steered away back behind the net by Wu. Hogan gives a nice body there, controls the puck over to May, and May shoots it wide, and Deering's going to give chase now. And it's sitting out in the middle of the zone, but no Penguin's able to get on it, but Tracy comes with it. Looks like he was offside, but they're going to say that was on, and so Deering has the puck now, down low in the offensive zone. He's got options. He skates around, gives it back over to Hogan. Hogan gives it back to May. May's set up in his office there. He gets a big, hard shot, knocked away out in front by the defense of the North Stars. Now over to Randalls. Randalls kicks it back into the corner, and changing on the backside of it is Hogan. The Penguins maintain pressure down low in the zone, and that's taken away there by Mazzola. Mazzola doing a good job, and Deering's going to go change Mazzola with a shot that's steered away there by the goaltender. I believe that's going to be Laird in net for the North Stars. Big hit there by Gavin Robbins. Leg on leg, no call on Park. Park goes down. Oh, and the Penguins are going to come away with a goal. Not quite sure what happened, but after looking it over, the referee decides that puck was in the net, and the Penguins lead by a score of 1-0. All right, we had some network difficulties. Hopefully we got that squared away. Apologies for all of that, but the Penguins taking a 1-0 lead here on a goal scored unassisted by Cruz Mazzola at 10:18 of the first period. Penguins maintaining possession there with Mazzola. And there's a stoppage in play there at 8:56 remaining in the period. That's in the glove of Peters. Shots on goal early for the Penguins, lead 3-2 in that department. And of course, on the scoreboard, lead 1-0. Appreciate our Penguins treasurer for the use of his Wi-Fi connection. Had a little bit of issues in here with the in-arena Wi-Fi and was unable to get out, and that was the reason for having the buffering issues. But we hope we have you here on Penguins Hockey. That's offsides there at the blue line at 8:44. Thomas skated it in backwards, and he brought it in before he was in the zone, and so we'll have a face-off at center. Incidental offsides. Face-off one and controlled there by Reckley. Gives it over to McLeod. McLeod tries to hit Thomas, but that's stolen away there by Griffith. Coming away with it at the blue line is Thomas, and he gives it to McLeod. McLeod passes it off to Reckley. Reckley works it down low, gives it back to McLeod. McLeod rips shot, and that's off the chest of Laird. Goes over the other corner over to Randalls. Randalls allows to go over to Michael Tracy. Tracy plays it back to Randalls. Randalls with a shot, tipped down in front. It's sitting out in front. Shot, and it is wide. Tracy now with it, puts it back up the point. So nice little bit of offensive pressure there for the Penguins. Really good opportunity to put one in, but just couldn't get it past the pad of the goaltender there. McLeod now with it, works it down low to Thomas. Thomas behind his own net. He's got Reckley there if he can find him. But he passes it back to Tracy. Tracy working off and frozen there in the corner. Big hit get delivered there by Tracy. I believe that's on Chu. And there's a shot into the chest of the goaltender and a stoppage in play. So Penguins controlling the flow of this game just like they did in the previous edition of Penguins versus North Stars. And in similar fashion, the Penguins, although they are leading, not really leading by as much as probably they could, there have definitely been about 2 or 3 opportunities. The Penguins could have had a few more goals here, but so far I've not been able to put that puck past the outstretched arm of the goaltender. That puck's worked back, and Everett May gives chase, and he's pressured there by Flores. And Norea comes away with it, gets a pass, and that goes wide behind the net. And so it's chased there by Flores, and May has on him there. Flores wins that battle and gets it out into the middle, but taking it right away is Alleman. Alleman plays it up to the point, but it's kept in there nicely by Petty, and Petty gets it over to Howe. Howe gets a shot off, and it goes wide. Flores trying to get a rebound directed in. Goes over to Bartolome. Bartolome gets it to Hogan. 3-on-2. No, 3-on-3. The Stars were changing, so they had 3-on-2, but the extra attacker came off the bench. Hogan now with it in the corner. Plays it to no one really in particular. But it comes to May at the blue line. May gets a shot, and it stops right in front of the goaltender, and rebound comes to Bartolome out wide. May going to change on the back end for McLeod as the North Stars come away with it, the puck. That's Hauk. Hauk now with it, trying to get past Kaidash, and he's unable to do so. McLeod takes the loose puck away and steers it the other way. He's got some speed, and he's going to decide to dump it into the North Stars bench and hit one of the North Stars players. So thank you very much. Have this one, says Ryder McLeod. And we will have a stoppage in play at 6:29. Played back to Kaidash, won there by Tracy. And in the offensive zone, that's a turnover there, so it'll come back the other way over to Park. Park gives it over to Renwick. Renwick looks over and gives a shot that's steered away there by the glove of Peters, and now it's behind the net trying to pass it out in front is Park. Park once again tries to put it right out into the middle, right between the hashes, and Reckley feeds it right back, but unable to control it there was Park. And so McLeod comes away with it, puts it up at the point, but kept in there by Warrington. Warrington gets it over to Tracy, and Tracy gathers it, passes it back to Reckley. Reckley gets it over to Charlie Thomas, and he's got Reckley in the middle if they can connect, and they do. Reckley with it at center ice, brings it in the zone. Attempted to check there, but Reckley's able to pass him. And he's trying to find Tracy, but that pass was covered up, so he had to circle around and try to take it himself, try to make a nice little stick toe drag move, but was unable to do that. There's a chip up, and we will have wholesale changes for the Penguins. Tracy gets a big bump from a larger kid, and he's going to go off and complete the line change for the Penguins. It's going to be Mazzola, Saw, Devin, and Robbins are your forwards. May and Randall's on defense now. May with it. He's got a lot of speed. He's trying to skate through everybody, and he's out in the open, and he's going to wrap around the net. Little screen put on there by Robbins, and May still has it, and at the blue line, he loses control of the puck, and they are off to the races with Warrington. Randall's on defense. Nice save there by the pad of Peters. Blockered it away, and it comes back out to center. Taken there by Chu. Sorry, that's Ma. Ma with it now. Loses it to Saw Devin. Saw Devin gets it up to Mazzola, and there's a one-on-one puck battle there in the corner. 3 Penguins are on it, but the North Stars come away with it, and that's Cook with it. Cook going to try to pass McLeod, and he does, and there's a shot that goes off the pad of Peters. Played out in front, taken away out in front by Randalls. Good job of clearing the junk out in front of your goaltender. Plays it up to Ma. Ma at the point, loses it over to Mazzola. Mazzola hits Saw Devin at center ice. Saw Devin's going to try to enter the zone with a little bit of speed. And he gathers it and works it a little bit lower. Now it's over to McLeod at the point. McLeod ripped and tipped out of the air by Deering. And Deering gathers the puck on his own. McLeod now has it open. McLeod walking in, shot wide off the puck. He ripped it hard, but it went off the post. Just another inch to the right, and that would have been the second goal of the day. But a good offensive setup there by the Penguins, finding Ryder McLeod in the point, and McLeod's able to walk all the way. And here's a breakaway for Bartolome. Bartolome with a shot, has scored! High glove side for Bartolome at 3:48 of the first period. Penguins lead 2-0. Well, the Penguins made that one work, definitely. They fed it up to Bartolome, and Bartolome was able to get a little breakaway, and he was able to pass both defenders and get out open in the crease, and was able to put it high past the outstretched glove of Laird. Hogan loses it at the blue line, and it is taken away by the Stars, but taken away right away. It's centered by Tracy. Tracy chips it high off the glass and goes and gives chase. That's Petty with him on there, and Tracy gives a check to Petty. And that puck is frozen in the corner. Comes away with it is Petty. Petty gives it up to Palmer. And now Alleman gathers the puck and takes a little bit of a bump in his own bench. McLeod now with it, gives it to Reckley. McLeod comes away with it, gives it to Thomas. Thomas works it up high. There's a shot off the post by McMichael and scored by the North Stars. Just a tricky little play up past the pad, and not able to close that pipe off was Peters, and so the North Stars pull a little bit closer, 2-1. 2 minutes remaining in the period. Penguins leading 2-1. Mazzola comes with it, and that's off the skate of an North Stars player. That's Park. But coming away with it is Gavin Robbins. Robbins plays it up to Mazzola. And at center ice, Mazzola takes the blue line and loses it at the blue line, but it's gathered there by Deering. Deering now with it wide open. There's a shot off the pad. Steered away there by, I believe, actually that's Warrington in net for the North Stars. I keep saying Laird, but that's Warrington. One minute remaining in the period. Penguins lead 2-1. Excuse me. Park dumps it, and it's given chase there by Randalls, and that will go for an icing. And so that faceoff will come all the way down into the offensive zone. Puck played over into the corner. Barton McLeod gathers it and loses it there to McMichael, the goal scorer for the North Stars. McMichael gathers it back in his zone and plays it up, but it's taken away there by Deering. Deering gives it over to Hogan. Hogan tries to toe drag past a player, but it's taken away and chipped up, trying to get a breakaway set up there. But Randalls was able to play defense on that one. 18 seconds remaining in the period. And we will have a stoppage in play here with 14.6 remaining. Puck tied up there in the middle, taken away there by the Penguins momentarily, but Polinsky now on it. Now Flores with it, tries to put it out over to Park, who's parked himself right in between the pipes. Tie up there as the period ends, and after one period of play, the Penguins lead by a score of 2-1. We will be back with you momentarily for the second period puck drop. I think I'm gonna, it's the one I put out, I'm gonna change some stuff. Don't turn it off, because I'm gonna, because it died, it killed itself. Hang on, let me set up another one. Hang on, I'm gonna put up another one. It's gonna it'll all be good on the video that I upload it. Well, when I upload it, because I'm recording it, so it'll be good there. But the feed just yeah, it died, so it automatically kills itself. Yeah, but don't turn it off. I'm just gonna set up another one. Okay, it should be going now. So we're back here with the second period. Gavin Robbins here with it. He's got Tracy at center. So Michael Young doing a little bit of line changing here, putting the lines in a blender and mixing them up. And we have a stoppage in play at the net for The Penguins, Reckley there with a shot that got steered away. And I believe they are trying to decide where the faceoff is going to come. And it does come. And it comes out to Reckley. Okay, and I believe we have the feedback, and that's a nice save there by Peters with 13:56. And apologies for everybody watching live. We are having some in-arena Wi-Fi issues, and the feed decided to drop. But if you're watching this on recorded at any time in the future, it should be very crisp and clear for you. Of course, the recording is coming across straight from my computer and uploaded a couple days later. So we appreciate you joining us on DJHA 07 Penguins Hockey, and we apologize for all these technical difficulties today. Penguins leading 2-1. Ma here at the point. It's a rip shot, but it's blocked out in front by Saw Devon. Coming away with it is Cruz Mazzola. Mazzola gathers the puck and drops it back behind the net, and it's taken there by Griffith. Griffith takes a little bit of a check, but turns away from the hit by Robbins. Played back over to Griffith. Griffith at his own blue line. Comes out to center. Taken away there by Robbins and is given back to Cooper. Cooper enters the zone, tries to go out of middle, but there's three Penguins right there forming a wall and not allowing him to get through. Griffith takes a shot, and that's blocked down in front by Kaidash. Kaidash gives it to Saw Devon. Saw Devon has three other Penguins, so a 4-on-2 break if Saw Devon can get past this player, but get past Ma. Saw Devon drops it back to Mazzola. Mazzola continues it around, and it's blocked there by Griffin. Griffin takes it and turns away the other way. Kaidash on the wall, and he's able to keep it in momentarily, but eventually comes out by Cooper. Cooper with some speed. He's got Robbins on him playing defense. Cooper puts it out in front for an attempt at a jam-in shot from the point, or from out in front of the net. And there's one. It's knocked away by the pad of Peters and eventually comes away to Saw Devon. So good goaltending work there by number 35. Saw Devon comes up the left wing. Tries to throw it down low, but it's blocked out in front by Ma. Ma gives it over to Oganyan. Oganyan with it. Gets a shot that goes out wide. Steered into the corner by Peters. Now Hauk with it. Tries to play it down low, but it's taken away there by May. May at the center line, and it's taken away. It's knocked off his stick by Cooper, but Deering gathers it and does a nice little nifty move to get past Griffin. Deering now in the corner, puts it out in front over to Saw Devon. Saw Devon, and the net is off. The referee blew the whistle, and I'm not sure why. We'll have to check it here. All right. Well, someone smarter than me is going to have to tell me exactly why that whistle was blown, because the Penguins had possession of the puck. The net stayed on the mooring, and the faceoff's going to come out of the zone for some reason. But the Penguins gather it back with Hogan, and it's given back to Deering, and Deering's going to work it down low, and the Penguins will give chase with Travis Hogan. Hogan gives a bump to McMichael, and Petty goes to gather the puck. And Petty's given a little bit of a bump there by Deering, and the North Stars come away with it and throw it all the way down the ice where Randalls will gather and hand it back over to May. May now whiffs on that pass, but it comes away to Bartolome. Deering with a big windup and a rip off the pad of Warrington. Good shot there, just a little bit low. Deering gets it again, and he's out in the middle. If he can get open, gives it to Randalls. Randalls gets a shot that goes wide. It's going to be chased there by Reckley. Slammed off the board and all the way down the ice for an icing with 10:58 remaining in the second period. Penguins leading 2-1. One there by the North Stars. Zalka comes away with it, but gives it right back to Allen at the point. And there's a shot that tried to be tipped by Reckley, but he's unable to get his stick on that puck as it went by. Zalka with it behind his net, takes a shot by Charlie Thomas. Ex-teammates there playing for the puck. Thomas comes away with it, drops it back over to Tracy. Tracy puts it out in front for Reckley, but Reckley was not there. Offsides there by McLeod. So McLeod gathered it and tried to put it back in on, but it was offside just a little bit. So Alleman will gather it in his zone and put it back out to center. Reckley now. Cross ice pass. McLeod decides to go back and play defense instead of chasing that puck. And it comes back to the North Stars. Polinsky there on the forecheck trying to chase down Keegan Alleman. Alleman plays it over to Thomas. Thomas loses it at the blue line to Zalka, and Zalka works it back in momentarily, but it comes right back out, and now there's a puck battle there on the sidewall. And the puck popped out momentarily, and it looked like Thomas had it. And now it comes in, and Flores has it with some help out in front. There's a shot that's steered away by Peters. North Stars have it again, a backhand chance there by Flores, turned away. Chu now with it. Chu gathers the puck, and he's knocked off nicely there by Alleman. Alleman gets it up to Thomas, and Thomas loses it to Flores. And now Thomas comes away with it and will exit the zone. He's got Tracy streaking, but he doesn't see him, and so that pass is not to be. Flores now with it. He's got Paliansky next to him. He throws it up to Paliansky, but they are unable to connect on that pass, so McLeod will play defense. And he gathers the puck and will be bumped there by by Flores. Paliansky now with it. He's knocked there by Robbins. Robbins plays it out to Mazzola right in the middle of the ice. And it's taken out and back on. A big hit there as it goes offside. Big hit there between Flores and I think Alleman. .9:02 remaining in the period. Penguins lead 2-1. Shots on goal so far in two periods, 11-8 in favor of the Penguins. May now with it at the red line. Throws it down behind the net, and the Penguins will get chased with Mazzola. Mazzola makes a nice play to keep it there momentarily, but the Penguins come away with it. I believe that's McMichael. McMichael plays it up to May. May chips it high off the glass, and it goes back down. Mazzola gets a nice bump there. Saw Devin gets the puck and gets it to Robbins. And Robbins freezes it over in the corner. Now it's to Saw Devin. Saw Devin gets it to Robbins. Now to Mazzola. Mazzola puts it up at the point for May. May tries to take a shot, but decides to make a pass back to Mazzola. Mazzola kicks it out into the middle, and the puck's lost back to May. May wraps it around, and it goes behind the net where Robbins can gather the puck. Robbins and Mazzola fighting for it, and the Penguins lose that one. Icing waved off there. They're going to say May tipped it. And May will give chase behind his own net with Yoder chasing him down there. May hits Deering at center ice, and now it goes to Hogan. Hogan gives it back to Deering, and that was offside just a little bit. Threw that pass behind him instead of in front of him, and that was going to go offside even if they did connect on that one. Hogan on the forecheck there. Wrapped around, and we'll see if Deering's able to get there in time, and he is. He keeps it in. Now to Hogan. May has it in his skate, but he doesn't see it, and it comes out to center ice where Randalls can chase it. He's got Hauk on him there. Randalls throws it up the post, and it goes to Springer for the North Stars. Now to Deering. Deering, if he can hurry, he's got a chance at a breakaway, but he's unable to get past Petty. And he tries to throw it out in front to Bartolome, but they're not unable to get it. It's a pass intercepted there before it got there. McLeod now with it. McLeod turns and button hooks around. Throws a backhanded pass. It's intercepted by Park, but Park loses his stick. And so Hogan picks up the loose puck and enters the zone with Bartolome. Bartolome lets that pass go to McLeod, and McLeod has to take it out of the zone. So little trouble getting in the zone with any speed or with any offensive pressure. Penguins need to do a better job of zone entries here. And again, there's a face-off. There's a turnover there at the center. Tracy gets a shot, and it's in off the back of the glass. Somehow finds its way past Warrington. Penguins lead 3-1. Wow, that was surprising. Tracy had a shot that went off Doherty, and it's Doherty in net. Apologize again for the name. It's Doherty in net. It went off his shoulder, and then the Penguins continued the pressure and got a shot high off the glass, and it bounced back. I think it went back off Doherty's back skate and in. Somehow it just kicked off the glass weird with a little bit of speed, and it was enough to go into the net. And there's a delayed penalty here for the Penguins, and that's a save there by Peters. But we will have a hooking penalty coming to one of the Penguins players. We'll see who that is. It's going to be Reckley at 6:27 in the second. Coach Billett talking it over with the referee who made the call. He wasn't really quite happy with that. And there's two players. I wonder if they're giving him a double minor. There's two players in the Penguins bench. Are they going to say there was a major? So we'll need a bit of an explanation here from the in-stadium announcer exactly what happened. There's two minors, so not matching really minors, but two consecutive penalties. Michael Tracy and Seamus Reckley going off both for 2 minutes at 6:12. And we heard Reckley for hooking. We're going to see what happened to Tracy. And they're going to say Tracy for unsportsmanlike conduct. Not quite sure what he did unless he said something to the referees. And there's a shot that gets stopped there by Peters. So he must have said something to the referees because I didn't see him really do anything. He didn't start a scrum or start a fight. And the third goal is going to go to Tracy unassisted. Face-off one and control there by the Stars. Cooper came with it, got a bit of a shot, but it was blocked there by Deering, and Deering's able to clear it all the way down on the net. And it hits the net. Oh, and they're going to call icing anyway. It hit the net. You could clearly hear it hit the post, but they are going to call icing anyway. So the face-off will come all the way down back into the defensive zone for the Penguins. Little curious decision on that call there. Even if you didn't see it, you had to have at least heard it. We heard an audible clink of the post. And it hit the goaltender or it hit the post, but they're going to say that's icing anyway. Now up at the point, there's a big shot knocked down there by Peters. A little bit of a weak snapshot there from the point. It just kind of died right out in the crease, and sometimes that can be a more difficult shot than a full-fledged flapper on a goaltender, because it's hard to judge exactly where that puck's going to come down. But Peters was up to that task. Face-off one out, right off the face-off, it's on net, and so another save there. The clock is still running, and the power plays are still bleeding off here, and it's going to stop with 5:06. So the in-arena clock operator let the clock go for, and it looks like he's going to set it back. It should be about 5:11. No, he's not going to set it back. So just 5:06. I guess that makes up for the missed call on the icing. A couple extra seconds bleed off that power play. Deering chips it up high, and it goes off Zalka's stick. So no icing there. Zalka with it. Plays it over to Flores. Flores skates with some speed into the zone. He's got McLeod. Drops it off to Paliansky. Paliansky shot blocked away there by the skate of McLeod. Comes back to Zalka at the point, who feeds it in down low. Now to Flores, but McLeod picks it up unattended, and he throws it all the way into the North Stars bench. At 4:37, 25 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the North Stars. Penguins doing a good job in this 5-on-3 power play, only allowing a couple weak chances. Face-off one there by Hogan. He plays it on to Peters. And now to McLeod. Kaidash with it. and he loses it there to Park, and Park loses it to Hogan. 15 seconds remaining. Now it's over to McMichael. McMichael looks over, toe drags, and it is knocked off his stick there a little bit by Hogan, but he was able to maintain momentary control. 5 seconds remaining. 3, 2, and 1 as the puck comes out into the middle. The penalty is over, and the Penguins have a 2-on-0 break. They've got Reckley and Tracy. Reckley and Tracy now. Reckley shot. Tracy has it. He shoots it, unable to hit the net. So they came out of the bench, and Penguins had possession. They had a 2-on-0 break there, but were unable to put it past Doherty. And there's a shot off the chest of Peters. Able to see that one all the way. And so we will have a stoppage in play and a face-off to the right side of the zone. Yoder with Tracy there on the face-off circle, and it's tied up there in the middle, taken away by the North Stars, but controlled there by the Penguins. Tracy gives it over to Randalls, and it comes up to the point and out, and that is Reckley there with a little bit of speed trying to chase it down, trying to beat Ma, but he's unable to do so. But Thomas gathers it there at the point, and he takes a hit there by Yoder. Penguins with Reckley. Reckley dodges a hit and gets open. Gives it to Thomas. Thomas works it to the point to Randalls. Randalls on the backhand. Going to feed it back down low to Thomas. Thomas is open. Puts it down in front. Tracy with a shot, and it's blocked there by Doherty. Now back behind is Griffith. Griffith has had taken off by Thomas. Thomas spins around and gets open. Drops it back down low behind the net, and it's taken away there by Houck. Houck plays it up to the point, taken away there by May. May with a rip shot, and it hits off the skate of Tracy, and it's stopped out in front. Houck with it. Now to Tracy, right out in front, shot off the glass. It went a little bit high. I think that was tipped by a stick before it got to the net. Tracy with it. Going to try a wraparound chance. Gives it back over to May. May now with it. Sets up office there. Tracy now to May, and a little bit of a weak pass, unable to get there. But Tracy gets a turnaround shot, and it's stopped there by the pad of Doherty. 2:35 remaining in this very exciting second period. Robbins wins that puck back, but it's taken away there by Flores. Flores has McLeod on him, and McLeod knocks that puck off his stick. Big hit there given there by Robbins, and the shot comes on net and steered away there by Peters. Alleman gives a rub to Flores and dislodges the puck. Now it goes to Mazzola. Mazzola chips it up, but it is taken away there momentarily by the North Stars, but eventually comes back to Mazzola. Mazzola's got a little bit of help there in the form of Robbins and Saw Devon, but the Penguins lose possession of that puck, and it comes all the way down low where Alleman can gather it. Alleman plays it up to Saw Devon, and Robbins gathers that puck off the board, throws it back over to McLeod. Flores does a nice job playing the puck there, and it's taken away by Alleman. Alleman throws it up to Mazzola, and it keeps it in the zone. He's unable to get it out. He had to turn around backward and play that behind him, so it stayed in the zone, but eventually it comes out for the Penguins. Saw Devon on the forecheck. The Penguins going to change all five here. McMichael with it now, and McMichael is able to come out with it, so out to center ice as the Penguins finish that change. It's 1-on-4, and May is a much better defender than McMichael is a forward, and May comes away with that puck. May chips it up, and continuing it out was Hogan. Now Deering with it. Deering on his knees works it into the zone, and Hogan gives chase. That one's thrown up to Phil, and that's offside. Paliansky was way offside, and so that's played there by Peters. The Penguins come away with it. Bartolome lets that go past and gets it to Deering, and Deering works it down low. Taken away in there by Bartolome. Bartolome gets a shot that goes wide. It comes over to Kaidash. Kaidash plays it over to Bartolome. Bartolome tries to hit someone at the point, but no one's there to answer that call, so it goes all the way down the ice with 33 seconds remaining in the period. May now with it behind his own net. He's going to skate it out. He's got Reckley there at center ice, and they make that pass. 3-on-2 developing here for the Penguins. Dropped off to Deering. He goes out front. Deering shot. He goes off the pad, and Doherty didn't know where it was. Deering now with it. He's got to hurry. He's got about 10 seconds. Reckley has it out in front, but he is unable to knock that in. Good job, Thomas, there. 5 seconds, better shoot. And Chu has it, and as the horn blows, that would have been an icing, but the third period will begin here shortly. Second period ends. Penguins leading by a score of 3-1. And hopefully we will have our special in-booth guest here shortly. And if so, we will have Doreen Tracy to start the third period. All right, as we were just about ready to begin the third period, joined now not by John Thomas, but a very special guest, one of the hockey moms, Doreen Tracy. Doreen, why don't you give us your thoughts about the first two periods? We missed you in the first intermission, so you got two periods to analyze here.
Okay, so in the first, we seemed a little slow out of the gate. I think they're coming back. They've got some emphasis in everything that they're doing. They're skating and passing. We had a few little penalties there. I'm not sure what the last one was with Seamus and Michael down there. But I think we're going to win this one, and they're going to come out hard in this third period.
Pretty exciting goal there by Michael Tracy there in the second period. What did you think about that shot that went off the glass and somehow found its way past the goaltender?
You know, it's those little squeaky ones that just are like little miracles that just seem to happen. It was great.
All right, well, we really appreciate you joining us up here at DJHA Opens Hockey. Hope to see you again sometime in the future.
All right, go Pens!
And as we return to action, Penguins have it in their defensive zone. Ryder McLeod with it. Does a nice little toe drag to get past Chu, and he enters the zone with some speed. He's got Charlie Thomas going out on the back door, but he wraps around and gets a shot off, and his stick was lifted there. And so he loses the puck there to, I believe that's Park. Park plays it up to Chu. Chu enters the zone, and too many Penguins there on defense. Tracy comes away with it. Now it's to Reckley, and it stays in the zone off of Reckley's skate. Goes to Park. Park rips shot. Stopped there by the glove of Peters. McLeod now with it. McLeod plays it up to Saw Devon. Saw Devon trying to hit Tracy, but he decides to dump it down low, and we'll go for a change here. That's Ma there playing the puck for the North Stars. And that's played to center ice, taken away there by Everett May. Everett May with it. He's going to try to pass Petty, and he's unable to do so. Petty up to that task. Doing a lined up check there. Dodged just barely by Petty. Gavin Robbins was sizing him up. Flores enters, or Oganayan enters the zone and tried to get past four Penguins, and the four Penguins won that battle. Entering the zone now is May. May gets a shot. That's off the skate of Petty, so it goes wide. Saw Devin gathers it and throws it back behind the net where it's gathered there by Petty. Fought there by Gavin Robbins. And that puck comes out to the corner for the North Stars and thrown down. No icing here. It's going to be stopped. Peters is going to play it in the zone over to Alleman. Alleman gives it over to May. May throws it to Saw Devin. And the Penguins are off. McMichael gives him a little bit of a rub, and so he loses the puck over to Petty. Back behind the net are four skaters. It's going to be two North Stars and two Penguins. That's Cruz Mazzola trying to gather the puck there. Played over to the corner where Saw Devin can gather it. Saw Devin gives it back to Mazzola. And they tried to hit McLeod, but it's knocked away by the stick of Paliansky, and so it comes all the way back into the defensive zone for the Penguins. Played out to Yoder, and it's in his skate somewhere. He couldn't find it, but it comes out of the zone, but immediately put right back in there by the North Stars. Paliansky with it, trying to get past all the Penguins, and he does. And there's a shot that's going to go wide. Bartolome gets it over to Hogan, and Hogan loses it at the blue line, but it's taken away there by McLeod. And McLeod gets it to Deering, who enters his own, winds up for a shot, and it's off the chest of Doherty. Now at the point, that's Bartolome keeping it in. Now to Deering. Now over to Hogan. Hogan hits Bartolome out in the middle of the zone and gets a shot off there, but it's blocked out in front, and it comes the other way for Paliansky. Taken away there by Randalls. Randalls works it out of the zone. Now Yoder has it for the North Stars. Dropped off of the defensive there, and Bartolome on the forecheck. Now Hogan. And that one's thrown in the zone. 3-on-2 here for the North Stars with Randalls and McLeod back. Paliansky trying to go in front of that net. Randalls does a really good job on defense, freezing that puck, and it comes away to Deering. So nice defensive pressure there by Ewan Randalls. Dislodges the puck carrier from the puck on that one. That was big old number 15 Cooper for the North Stars. Got ridden out of the play by Randalls. There's a little bit of a check there by Michael Tracy on Cooper. It comes out to the point to Randalls. Randalls gets a little wrist shot that's blocked out by Hauk, but it comes to May's stick. May works it a little bit further down low to Thomas. Thomas gives it to Tracy behind the net. Tracy tries to throw up to the point, and it is not going to connect, but it's going to come all the way out to May at center ice, and now Hauk gathers the puck and plays it over to, not quite sure the name on that one. Cooper now has it, tries to throw it out in front to nobody in particular. Hauk tries to throw it once more, and it does come out, but it's on the stick of Ewan Randalls. So the North Stars just trying to throw it right out between the hashes, and the Penguins are setting up right there on defense and not allowing that pass to get through. So doing a good job of defensive setup there for Michael Young's crew. And there's going to be a penalty behind the play, and it's going to be the North Stars going off, I think, for interference. Tracy got absolutely lit up behind the play unnecessarily. It's going to be Park for roughing, and I tend to agree with that call because Tracy, there was no puck near him, there was no play, and he just got absolutely laid out there by number 7. Renwick and Tracy on this faceoff, and it is won there by the Penguins, and momentarily it looked like it might have come out, but it was onside. And so the Penguins maintain possession in the offensive zone over in the corner. No, you can't really see it that well, so we'll try to describe the action. Tracy comes away with it, gives it over to May. May rips shots off the pad of Doherty. Hogan right out in front, but unable to gather that on his stick. Now it's to May. May gets to McLeod. McLeod rips shot, and it's tipped there by Mazzola, and a stoppage in play, and we're going to have interference, I believe, to the Penguins. And Everett May is going to go off. I'm not quite sure. He took the shot. Well, we'll have to watch the replay to see exactly what happened on that play because May was the one that took that shot that was tipped. Not quite sure how he interfered with somebody doing that, but either way, it's going to be skating for a side. It's going to be Kaidash and McLeod on defense. Robbins and Saad Devon are your forwards for the Penguins. So only about 15 seconds of power play time, and the Penguins are back in the sin bin. Robbins with it behind his own. He's got Saad Devon, but Saad Devon was down on the ice and unable to get up in time to really get any open ice. Kaidash wins that race there for the puck, but loses it right away to McMichael. McMichael plays it up to, it's either Chu or Ma, and that's Chu with it. Kaidash with it. Dumps it down low. Icing going to be waved off here. Chu and Robbins are in a puck battle there now. And Yoder comes over and helps Chu out, and so the North Stars will come away with it at center ice. And McMichael falls down but gets it over to Chu. Chu with a backhand shot that goes way wide, and now behind the net. Big hit there by Gavin Robbins on Chu. Laid his rear end right into the chest of the littler Chu, and he goes down hard and loses the puck. McLeod with it now. Feeds it up to Reckley. Reckley continues it on into the zone. McLeod goes off for a change now. It's Alleman and Randalls on defense. Thomas and Reckley are your forwards for the Penguins. Thomas has it to Reckley, and it just about was able to get wide open for a shot right in the middle. There's a big hit there by the North Stars trying to return the favor. That was Petty, and Petty's trying to lay a bunch of lumber, but he's not playing the puck. Penguins maintaining control of the play, and a whistle blows. The puck was wide open out in front, but they're going to blow the whistle anyway. North Stars will be on a 26-second power play here as Everett May remains in the penalty box for that period of time. Deering will take the face-off for the Penguins, and he will win it. Randall's with it. Tries to get a little wrist shot, but it's knocked out way there out in front by the defense. Deering with it now. Works it down low. And it's tied up in the corner. It's frozen somewhere, but the refs say play on. Now Randall's has it. And Flores comes away with it, gets it to Paliansky. Paliansky trying to get past Alleman, and he's unable to do so. Alleman, good job on the defense there. He's going to chip it up high off the glass as the penalty ends for May. And now Bartolome has it 3-on-2 developing here for the Penguins. Drop off to Deering. Deering's got Hogan out in the middle. Gets Hogan. There's a chip shot, and he gets it on net. Good job knocking that pass on the net by Travis Hogan. North Stars come away with it. Deering goes for a hit, but misses on that one. Now Bartolome has the puck at the blue line and enters the zone. Bartolome, and the puck's just sitting there. Bartolome is going to gather it now. Throw it out in front to Deering, and it goes right between his legs, so unable to connect on that pass. Reckley now with it in the corner. And Reckley's trying to kick it, skate to stick, but unable to do so there. It comes away to, I believe that's Park. And Flores now with it at his blue line, ships it up, and hit out of the air by Deering, and that's onside. Deering and Reckley are in the zone together. But it eventually comes out to center ice. It's taken away there by Oganayan. Oganayan takes a little bit of a bump there by Bartolome. Flores now with it. Backhand shot into the pad of Peters, and he says, I've got it, and just sits down with it at 6:26 remaining in the period. Shots are even, 17 all, but in the most important stat, the Penguins lead 3-1. So the pace of play is slowed down a little bit, and you can expect that with a couple matching penalties there. Both teams trying to figure each other out with that open ice. One less person to pass to, so it makes those setup plays a little bit harder. That went off the top of the net and bounces out wide. Shu has it, and it's knocked out of the air over to Alleman. Alleman knocks it hard and gets it out and goes to center ice where Ma will go and collect it. Ma throws it up to Park, and there's a 3-on-2 for the North Stars. And it's in his skate of Shu, and Shu throws it wide. It's sitting on the doorstep, but the Penguins are able to jump on it and get it out to center ice. Shu now with it. Shu loses it to Tracy, and Tracy gets it to Thomas. Thomas gets it over to Mazzola. Mazzola now with it, skating in with some speed. And at center ice, the North Stars have it with Chu. Chu gets a shot. That's knocked out by Randalls, and so it's not a shot on net. And the Penguins throw it around, and it's going to have icing waved off there as Ma goes and gives chase over in the corner. Ma has Mazzola pressuring him, and he just throws it up to the point to nobody. And it's going to stay in the offensive zone there. No, it's going to come out. And Mazzola's going to bring it back in after a chip by Ma. Mazzola's working it in the corner. And Robbins has it, gets it to Saw Devon. Saw Devon tries to get it back over to Robbins. Now Randall's with it, throws it into the corner to Mazzola. Mazzola loses it there, but keeps the pressure down low. Now it's behind the net to Robbins. Robbins tied up there, but he's able to get it away to Mazzola. Mazzola throws it back over to Robbins. Referee's a little bit in the way. Oh, and a big hit there. Looks like he jumped a little bit to make that hit. Got to be careful of that. You don't want to leave your feet to make a check. And that's going to be an icing here by the... Oh, it's not going to go far enough. It's going to flutter right as it hit the blue line. It looked like it lost all its steam, so icing waved off here. Mazzola has it, throws it in the offensive zone. Oh, and good steal there by Saw Devon, and it's off the skate of Petty. Saw Devon was throwing a pass, and it hit the skate of Petty, and it almost went on net, but it just went just a little bit wide. Saw Devin with it, now gives it to Mazzola. Mazzola passes it over to Robbins. Robbins has it on his backhand and unable to get a shot off there. And so it's frozen over into the corner where it's going to be taken away by the North Stars, but kept in there by Bartolome momentarily. Now it comes out to Renwick. Renwick gets it out, but loses it to Randalls. Randall's going to go off on a change after passing it to McLeod, and now McLeod will go on a change. Hogan, Bartolome, and Deering are your forwards. Kaidash and May on defense. Kaidash plays it over to May. May throws it on net. Nice shot from the red line. Nice tricky one just in case it might go in. Now Deering has it, and Deering gets it over to Hogan. Hogan tries to get a shot off, but unable to get it on the backhand. And it comes to the point, kept in there nicely by May. May works it in a little bit lower, but it's taken away there by McMichael. May works it back down behind the North Stars net. Icing waved off there. North Stars come away with it. Nice little nifty toe drag there by McMichael. But he loses it to Hogan there in the middle of the ice. Now to Fall. Fall gets a check there by Deering. And Fall takes a fall all the way down to the ice. McMichael now with it. Loses it to May at the point. May gets a shot. It's knocked out in front. Taken away by Deering, and he's unable to get a shot off now. Here it is again to Fall. Fall plays it out to Flores at center ice. Flores gives it to Paliansky, who works it into the offensive zone, and Flores goes and gathers it. He's got a couple players there with him. He's got Petty and Paliansky takes a shot that gets knocked out in front. Good block there, and Oganayan gets a big hit by Deering right in the back. No call made there. Play on, say the refs, and Reckley comes away with it. Gives it to Thomas. Thomas at center ice. Oh, and he gets a big check from behind. So two hits that look like they could have been boarding, one on each team. Neither of them called. Alleman plays it, and there's a shot that's going to go wide. Tracy gathers it and throws it back around, trying to get Thomas. Thomas is going to try to hit McLeod if he can get him at the point, but he decides to play it over to Reckley. Reckley feeds it out in front to no one, but it gets the puck back. Now it's to Tracy. Tracy with a rip shot, and it's blocked there by Doherty. North Stars gain possession, but it's lost to Alleman there right outside the zone, and McLeod enters it offside. So it went just a little bit too far, a little bit too fast. 1:43 remaining in the period. Penguins lead 3-1, and time is just about running out for the North Stars in this game. Seems like the magic number for the Penguins, no matter how well they play against this team from McKinney. They can only manage to get 3 goals, 3-0 earlier this month, and now 3-1 here later in January. That puck's played back behind the net and tries to go out to Cooper. We'll keep an eye on the North Stars net to see when Doherty will be going off. Surely he will be shortly here. Saw Devin plays it and drops it off for Mazzola and gets the puck back from Mazzola. Now it's in Mazzola's skate while he's down on the ice, and so can't really do anything with it. North Stars come away, and it's over to Randalls. Randalls works it around the boards. It comes to Cooper. Cooper plays it to Park. Park tries to hit back to Cooper, and Cooper gets a shot, and it's sitting out in front. And it comes away to Mazzola. Good job. Nice work on the defense. 1 minute remaining in the period. So there was a really good opportunity to score for the North Stars if they were able to knock that rebound. It was just sitting right out in front of the net, but no player in black was able to get a stick on that one. And it comes all the way to the defensive zone. 45 seconds remaining, and the North Stars are unable to pull their goaltender as Robbins gathers the puck down low. And it's back in the corner. Robbins has 3 North Stars on him trying to play that puck, and it comes over to Hogan. Hogan gets it out in front, and it's a shot by Bartolome. Oh, and he just missed. He tried to play with the backhand, and he probably should have just jammed it in with the forehand, and it would have been in the open net. But it was no doing there for Bartolome. 20 seconds remaining, and I don't believe the North Stars are going to try to win this game because they are not pulling their goaltender at all. And now he goes, oh no, he was just skating over to the corner. Well, a little bit of surprise here. It seems like the North Stars have conceded this game to the Penguins. They had 1 minute, 20 seconds, and they are not going to pull their goaltender here. And so unless a 5-on-5 miracle happens, the Penguins will come away with a 3-1 win. Off-ice official calls infraction on the faceoff there by Deering. And so the Penguins will have Hogan take the draw, and he's able to win it. Deering now with it, tries to pass Griffin. Griffin gathers it with 5 seconds remaining. Now Bartolome back behind the net. 3-2 and 1, and this game is over. The Penguins have defeated once again the North Stars, this time by a score of 3-1. So a different day, a different, similar result for the Penguins, emerging victorious over McKinney. And we have really enjoyed being here with you once again. We apologize for those of you that were watching on the live stream. We did have a couple technical difficulties, but hopefully you had a good time watching the Dallas Penguins defeat the McKinney North Stars 3-1. We will be back with you on Monday at 7 o'clock, once again here from Plano, as the Penguins take on their heated rivals from Farmers Branch, the Texas Tigers. So on January 25th, 7 p.m., be sure to be back here on DJHA Pens 07 Hockey for Penguins versus the Tigers. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night.